Are you aware that plank holds with weights can increase your core strength by up to 30%? Let's dive into how you can transform your workout routine. In this video, you're going to learn about plank holds with weights for core strength, stability, and overall fitness. By adding the implement of weights into your plank routines, you're going to experience a supercharged effect that you may not know existed. Now, don't get me wrong, planks alone are great exercises, especially when you do them in compromising positions with your body. Leverage is always your friend, remember that. Now, when we add the medium of weights, such as dumbbells, into the equation, it changes the dynamic completely. And you don't need a ton of weight to get a lot of work done. The transfer effect that you're going to feel and experience is going to be off the charts. And you're going to regularly use weights in your plank workouts from now on. Before I go any further, make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so yet. And hit that little bell indicator to always be notified when I release a new video. Now let's address one of the big problems of planks. Quite simply, they're done wrong. You see all kinds of atrocities in the gym. People with their hips up in the air, people with their backs sagging like this, people with their necks craning down like that. All of these incorrect positions of the body can translate to lower back pain, upper back pain, shoulder pain, neck pain, and sometimes even wrist pain. We do not want to be in pain, which I also call threats, ever. We want to be as strong and tall with good posture as we possibly can at all hours of the day. By performing planks and all the variations of planks with good form and technique, you can avoid all those injuries and all those possible threats. Then once you form that solid base, you can start adding weights to your plank routines. And that's when the real magic starts to happen. The core strength you might have developed in the past with just body weight alone is going to be magnified by an exponent of 10. And you will then start being on the road to become a superhuman. And I try to create superhumans. All that being said, let's get down to the real business now. And we're going to talk about some actual usable exercises you can do with planks and weights combined. This first plank hold variation I'm going to do requires, again, a light dumbbell, but you can also start light and then work your way up. And I always suggest starting light and then working your way up as you get stronger. It's quite simply done like this. We're going to come into a plank position, and I have a 3-pounder and a 5-pounder. I'm going to use the 5-pounder. So we assume a nice strong plank position like this. You want to have your hands directly under your shoulders, back nice and straight, abs tight, butts lifted slightly actually, and your gaze fixed relatively straight ahead. Now we're going to hold strong in this position, and we're going to grab our dumbbell, and we're simply going to do this, and we're just going to hold it here. Now here's the thing. You don't want to be rotating, you don't want to be moving, and you want to stay keep your body as parallel to the floor as you can, your upper body especially, and just hold this weight here. And by holding this weight, we're increasing the intensity of the plank. Now, again, you can start going up in weight as you get stronger with your plank holds. And another thing you can do is you can take your weight and extend it straight out in front of you like this, maintaining that same integrity of your body without being twisting or moving at all, or your arm moving up and down. So just move it straight out in front of you like this. This is extremely harder than just doing a regular arm raise like this. And then if you really want to sweeten the pie, you can raise your arm and your leg at the same time. And then try to balance on 2 points of contact with the floor. This is extremely hard. And I highly suggest you stick with 3 to 5 pounds. Now, over time, you can get to a point where you can get into this plank position and start increasing the weight of this hold right here. So that right there is my first variation. The second variation I'm going to show you now is going to be a side plank hold with weights. I actually have a kettlebell now in frame because I love to do kettlebell drills. You can start out with a dumbbell or light kettlebell and then work your way up. I'm going to show you how to do it with a dumbbell, and then I'll show you with the kettlebell. So quite simply, we're going to come into a position like this. And I'll probably I would suggest moving these out of the way. You don't want any hazards around. And we're simply going to go sideways. And then we're going to extend our arm up in the air. And here we are. Side plank hold. This is all you're going to do right here. You can also do this on your forearm if it's too challenging at first, and hold your weight up like this. And you can even bring this leg down and do it here. So this could be your first progression. This could be your second. And then this can be your third. Now, if you're going to use a kettlebell, you just simply bring it up here, bring it to your rack position, press it up, hold it, kick your leg back, and then you're just going to hold this position right here. And again, you want to stay strong in the core. Keep a straight line from your hand to this hand, and also a straight line from this shoulder all the way down to here. So you want straight here, and you want straight here, and you're just going to hold. And by the way, when you're doing plank holds, I would suggest starting out 5 to 10 seconds. If that's all you got, that's totally fine. and then increase it up to 15, 20, 30, and so on, and see if you can eventually get to a point where you can hold a plank with weights for up to 60 seconds. Then you become a hoss. Now we're really gonna start turning the volume up a bit, and we're gonna do a reverse plank weighted hold. And again, you wanna start out light and then work your way up, and we can go from dumbbells to heavier dumbbells, and we can also use kettlebells as well. This is what it looks like. We're gonna come into a reverse plank. So we're gonna be in here like this. This is our position. This right here is a reverse plank. So you wanna have a straight line from your heels up to your shoulders and your hands planted into the ground. Now what we're gonna do is grab a weight, which would be this right here. And we're simply going to come into this position and we're just gonna hold it. If you wanna make it spicier, you can lift it above your head like this. If you really want a challenge, you can lower this weight back over your head and hold. And then remember, you wanna work both sides. So you slide your weight over to the other side, come on up, maintain your balance point, lower your arm back as far as you can. Try to get a straight line from your hand down to your foot, or as close to that as you can. So you want your arm pretty much in line with your ear. And you're just gonna hold this position. And then tuck it in. Now, if you're gonna use a kettlebell, you can do that too. Obviously, well, you could lower it behind your head too, but it's extremely hard unless you use a light kettlebell. You can come into this position. Reverse plank hold, and then you can do this and hold onto the kettlebell above your head like this. And again, you want to keep your hips up and keep a nice straight line from your heels to your shoulder. And then lower yourself down. So that is a reverse plank, unilateral weighted hold. Most of these drills, all of them actually, are going to be unilateral, meaning the weight is on one side of the body. And that really fires up the core in a unique way in and of itself. But when you're holding a plank and holding the weight, it's going to magnetize it. Now we're going to get a little more active with this plank hold variation. This is actually called a slide through, and it requires a kettlebell. And you can also use a strength bag or any kind of tool that can easily be slid. I'm on a artificial turf surface here. Just make sure you can slide it comfortably on whatever surface you're on. So this is what it looks like. We're going to start with a weight. I'm going to have it on the left side of my body right here. I'm going to come into a plank. I'm hovering over top of it. Now, we're going to maintain our plank, and we're simply going to do this. We're going to grab the weight, and we're going to slide it to here. Then we're going to put a hand down, and we're going to grab the weight, slide it back. And you're just transferring it back and forth. And then while you're doing this drill, you want to maintain that good postural alignment in your body. So again, you don't want to be like flipping and flopping every which way, like a fish on a beach. You want to just slide it back and forth while maintaining your body in a solid, strong, non-moving position. So the only thing that's moving is the weight in your arm. And you can just go back and forth. Again, that is called the plank slide through. And I'm choosing to use a kettlebell on this. But again, you can use any type of weight that can slide easily. Okay, I have one more weighted plank variation to show you. And this is a really fun one. And it's going to require a tool like this called the sandbell. If you don't have a sandbell, you can probably use a strength bag, also known as a sandbag, or something along those lines. Because what we're going to do is put this on our back. And I'm going to call this a 2-for-1 because I'm going to show you a regular plank position and then one of my favorite plank variations called a bear plank. Here's what it looks like. We're going to take this weight and we're going to sister it over our shoulders. The good thing about these sandbells is they go up in weight from about 2 pounds up to, I think they go up to 50 or something like that. So you can get pretty heavy with them. This one is 25. We're simply going to put it on our shoulders and we're going to assume plank position and we're just going to hold. And that's brilliant in and of itself. And we can make this more challenging by lifting one limb, either the back limbs, the legs, or the arms. Ooh, that one's really hard. You have to shift your weight a little bit. You can do your arms, or you can do both, and just hold, get that arm up. Now, the second part of this is the bear plank. So now we're gonna bring our knees to here, hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips, and we're simply gonna do this. Lift our knees off the ground. See, my knees are off the ground. And we're just gonna hold this position. By having this extra weight on our back, it's pushing down on us, so we have to work a little bit harder to keep our abs contracted and to keep our arms more active as well. And believe you me when I tell you this, your legs are getting a massive workout here. Whew. There you have it. There is my last variation, which is a weighted plank and bear plank with the weight on your back actually. There you have it, folks. There is our awesome, amazing tutorial on how to do weighted planks, plank holds, in various positions and in various ways to maximize your core strength, improve your stability, and improve your overall fitness. And the reason you'd want to do this is especially all the things you want to do outside the gym. Nothing we do in life is linear, and core strength is so critically important for every single thing we do, regardless if it is pickleball, if it's bike riding, if it's hiking, if it's swimming, if it's stand-up paddleboarding. I love stand-up paddleboarding, and you're always constantly standing up, battling waves and stuff like that. If you start doing plank holds with weights, you're going to exponentially increase your core strength. And another thing I want to mention is your posture as well. Posture is so important for every single activity and sport you do outside. Even when you go shopping at Whole Foods and you're putting groceries in the back of your car or moving a buggy around, you have to have good posture. By doing weighted plank holds, you are going to improve your posture as well as all those other things I mentioned. And additionally, you're going to look really good doing it too. And people are going to come up to you and say, man, that's a cool looking exercise. I've never seen that before. By simply adding a little bit of weight, you make your workouts a lot more interesting and a lot more fun. And that's going to enable you to work out and go to the gym and be more motivated to continue on and not become burned out. To reiterate the reps and the sets and everything like that, I would say start with literally 10 to 15 seconds per hold. Do both sides of the body. Do things from a downward facing position like this, which is called prone, and then supine, which would be a reverse position, and then side planks as well. And simply just get creative with what you're doing. Hold different weights, hold dumbbells, hold kettlebells, hold anything you want, and just watch your strength grow through the roof. And not to mention, this is gonna have a very nice carryover effect to all of your other lifts too, such as deadlifts, bench presses, Turkish get-ups with kettlebells, pull-ups, and everything else. Because when you're training your core and strengthening your core in a very specific and unique way, especially by adding load to it, it's going to make you stronger in all those other lifts and all those other activities that you do. And it's even going to improve your cardiovascular strength too. That's all I got for now. Don't forget to like and share this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and spread my message out to all your friends and family members and all your peers at work too. Until next time, this is Kevin David Rail reporting live.